getting angry with each other either. They're having too much fun out here. We're watching for Dog to come down pit road here in just a minute, so get ready. Coming around the last turn here, we're going to see him crest pit road here. And here he comes. This is actually the first time Dog's been on pit road today. So that's pretty good that this is the first time he's been on pit road, man. Alright, he comes to a halt in his pit stall. Let's see what he does here. We're probably going to see I'm sure, a 4-tire change. I haven't seen the car move though. I didn't see any tires. Oh, there we go. Okay, so he is taking tires. Hard to see from this distance here. They just don't jack them up very far to put them tires on. So, but he's definitely doing a tire change, putting fuel in that, enough to make it the rest of the way. One pit stop for the day. Little guard Dog about to get out of pit road, and now he is set for the rest of the day. Good job by Dog. Alright, running 9th overall, and let's see, I believe that puts him 3rd in his class. So, but he's having a good time out here, and I'll bet you he probably don't even have any off-track incidents or anything. That's how much it means to these guys. Safety is everything about this league. But Darren Kuhn now in 8th, 2nd in his class in the BMW. Joel Michaels quite a bit ahead of him in 7th, top of his class in the BMW. Dwayne Benzinger 6th overall, 2nd in his class in the Star Mazda. Rune still 5th overall and top of his class in the Star Mazda. And he's about to get a pass job here by, oh, no, wrong one. And still the wrong one. He's going to get passed up there by 3rd place. Lewis Van just smokes by him. Oh, and there goes another one. Saran Breen passes him up. Boy, Saran a little bit loose coming off the turn. But you can see Rune just putting the power on in that Star Mazda. He's doing a heck of a job out there. That car, I got to try it out one of these days. I think I did try it one time, and I wasn't really, maybe I don't know. Maybe I just didn't want driving it right. I think it's open wheel's a whole different avenue here from some of the cars that I've been running, cars and trucks and stuff like that. We like running the trucks, the B cars, the Gen 6. And these open wheels are just a whole different animal. So I got to give it a legitimate try, I guess, one of these days. Okay, then let's move up to 4th place, Saran Breen, and he is running 4th in his class in the DW12 today. Lewis Van not far behind Jeffrey Belk, as those two are starting to show a little bit of battling going on here. Now, I noticed earlier Jeffrey Belk was actually a little bit better on the long run than Lewis Van was. So we'll see how them two battle it out. They are on the same lap, running 2nd and 3rd in their class and overall. So it looks like a pretty good battle ensuing between them two. And then, of course, up to our fast leader that has lapped the whole field a couple of times. And he's been on pit road more than anybody out there today because he can afford to be. He's got that much of a lead. He can just pit whenever he wants to. He's led 36 laps today. Jeffrey Belk's led 1, and Lewis Van has led 2. So pretty good run for Michael R. today. An hour and 14 and a half minutes, coming down to it here. Not a whole lot longer, but been some good racing out here so far. I don't know what we got to do there, James, to slow Michael down. What do we got to do? Any suggestions? Yes, he is extremely fast. I agree. Heck, he could run half that speed and still come home the winner today. We do have him in TeamSpeak, so hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to him after the race. And I believe he's in TeamSpeak. You know what? No, he isn't.
No, he's not TeamSpeak.
Ah, well, we'll have to talk to him on the track, so we'll get a word in with him right at the end of this race, so stay with us on that one, folks. Whoops, I think I just messed myself up here on, I closed something out I shouldn't have closed out. Where'd it go? I don't know what I did with it now. I can't find it. Whoopsie. TeamSpeak, that's what I'm looking for. TeamSpeak. I lost it.
No, you don't.
There it is. I kind of messed myself there with a little bit of it. I minimized it instead of just pulling it down, so my bad. Sorry about that, folks. Alright, so anyhow, here, let's get back up to some of these racers. Joel Michaels running in the 7th overall. Top of his class in the BMW, doing a super job out here today. Let's see, Darren Kuhn not far behind him. Actually, not too far behind him. Darren Kuhn running in the 8th place. BMW's not really showing a whole lot of strength out here today. I mean, they are in their classes, but they're definitely actually the slowest out here that's left in the race right now. So, and I'm kind of surprised at that, Guy, that the BMWs are actually very good on these road courses, but they were kind of outclassed today. The Star Mazda's obviously way faster in the turns.
Yeah, that's because there are a lot of short turns where you have to brake hard. So. Right.
Dwayne Benzinger in 6th. Actually is really not all that far ahead of Joel Michaels running in 7th. Let's take a look back here. Yeah, he's only about 13 seconds ahead of Joel Michaels. They are on the same lap. So that's kind of cool. His Jeep stuff on pit road, okay. Well, we're going to talk to him at the end of the race here, and I'll tell him you said hello and you were watching him. All right, James, I'll let him know. Alright, let's get back up through the field here. Rune, way up ahead of him, has been pretty much in 5th place all day here, but top of his class in the Star Mazda. Well, I'll tell you, if that thing was a little faster, I think Rune could probably be up there tangling it up with the DW12s today. He's just driving that good that he could be up there tangling it up with them, I think. He's in the stream. He is probably listening or watching chat. Okay, very cool, very cool. We're gonna get up here to him again. He is just on a rail today. He hasn't made any mistakes or nothing. He has just been totally flawless today. He's got the whole field a lap down or more. As he comes around here to take another lap, lead another lap. And it looks like Benzinger on pit road. We'll get to him here in just a second. And I believe, or no, I'm sorry, I think that's Rune coming down pit road. That's his first pit stop of the day right here. Rune's first pit stop. That's pretty amazing. Benzinger's already been on pit road, and I believe that might put Benzinger by him here in a minute if Rune doesn't get off pit road. Front going up, I seen that. Tires going on, and let's see, back gonna go up. Yes, it's going up and getting rear tires on that, filling up with fuel, and he should be good for the rest of the race. Right now he is still ahead of Dwayne Benzinger. Alright, Rune is away. And he is still ahead of Dwayne Benzinger. Very good. Let's see, where is Dwayne? He is, well, he's half a lap behind him, so I guess there was no fear of Rune going, getting passed up by Dwayne Benzinger. Alright, let's go back and check on Dog running back here in the 9th place. Yeah, I'm not even sure if he had my stream. I don't know if Dog hooked him up with the with my Twitch or what. I don't know. But he might be. He could be listening. I don't know. I guess we'll find out when we go to talk to him. Dog getting passed up there by Lewis Van. Well, let's check on him. He's running 3rd in his class, 3rd overall in the DW12 today. And I believe he is really not that far behind Jeffrey Belk. Jeffrey Belk just ahead of him on the straightaway. Those two have been hanging pretty close together all race long. So kind of Belk's very good out there, and so kind of shows the class that they're in. Those two, him and Lewis Van, doing that well together. So, but they're definitely outclassed by our leader up there, Michael R. Man, he has just shown the way here today. Led 40 laps, coming to 41 here in a minute. But man, I'm telling you, he has just been totally flawless today. Okay, there you go. Okay, Dog must have gave him my Twitch then. I didn't look to see. I wasn't paying much attention to who all's in here. We'll check it out here in just a second. Quite a few viewers in here today. Yes, sir. There you go, Michael. I see him in here. Yes, he is. So I know he's listening. Michael, James said hello. I don't know if you're watching the chat or not, but James said hello to you. He told me to tell you, slow down. I know that's just not in our breed, is it? We don't want to slow down. Well, heck, you got the whole field lapped. You might as well slow down. Take it easy. No sense of pushing that thing too hard. Okay, Guy. He's just driving the wheels off that DW12. I'm telling you, he's just doing an amazing job out there. Coming up on Star Mazda there, I believe that is Rune. Rune gets over and lets him go by. No sense of trying to race with one of them DW12s out there, especially not as fast as Michael is. All right, second place. Lewis Van now moves into second, gets by Jeffrey Belk. I did not see that pass because we were focusing on our leader, but he gets into second now. And that puts Jeffrey Belk back to third. I would say probably there was a little slip involved in there, and he may have gotten off track. Ooh, and he goes off track there a little bit. And that's costly. That's, you know, you take that off track like that, it gets you loose, and you got to slow way down. And he does to keep it safe. All right, going back a little further, Saran Breen back here in fourth. Fourth overall, fourth in his class in the DW12s today. They are leading the race by quite a little bit, actually. Rune in fifth place overall, 7 laps down to the leader, top of his class in the Star Mazda. Doing a fabulous job out here today. Dwayne Benzinger in sixth. Second in his class in the Star Mazda. 2 Star Mazdas in the race today. Coming down to 1 hour to go, folks. So you're seeing some great multi-class racing here by the Dogs of Endurance. This is the league to be in. I'm telling you, they are awesome. Awesome bunch of guys. Fun to talk to. Got quite a few foreign guys to us. We say foreign. Only because I'm from America, but we have a lot of foreign folks in here, and they are just great guys to sit and talk to. Joel Michaels in the BMW leading the way in the BMWs today, 7th overall, top of his class. Haven't really focused a whole lot on the BMWs today. They've been outclassed by the DW12s and the Star Mazdas, but they're still in a race of their own back here. Darren Kuhn not far behind Joel Michaels, running in 8th. Yes, sir. A lot of over yonder guys. You got that right, James. But I'll tell you what, they're great guys. Great guys in here to hang out with and talk to. Kind of cool having people from across the pond, as we call it, or over yonder. Great to have guys in here racing it up with these American folks. Some of them Canadian. Actually, Dog is from Canada. Yeah, there you go. Guy's a European. He's one that's in TeamSpeak with me now. doing a little bit of reporting for me now and then helping me with, because I don't hear what's going on down there on the track. And he finds out information for me and lets me know what's going on. So big thank you to Guy for helping me do that. Oh, we got Lewis Van on pit road. Yes, sir, Lewis Van. Well, let's get down here and check on Lewis. He was running second, stopping probably just a fuel stop there to make sure he's got enough fuel to get the rest of the way. And he still comes out ahead of third place, Jeffrey Belk. Jeffrey Belk now right on his tail. Making sure he had enough fuel to go the rest of the way. Good job by Lewis Van today. Riding along with Jeffrey Belk here. Boy, and he is in hot pursuit of Lewis Van. And you know what, Lewis has, I think Lewis has been doing a little bit of practicing. Oh, that was close. Woo! That was a little too close. Belk definitely had to do some hard braking there to avoid hitting, I believe that was Joel Michaels. I wanted to go back and take a look at that again because that was pretty intense. It didn't look like he was going to slow up all that much, but he did. Let's watch this one more time as they come up on Joel Michaels. You see Lewis Van get by him, but right here, boy, you see he comes right up on Joel Michaels and almost looked like he was going to hit him. Let's go to the, I want to go to the nose cam here because, man, I'm telling you, that can't do that. That's right, Dog's got that set separately. But, man, that was pretty intense. All right, let's get back up live. Jeffrey Belk now has gotten by Lewis Van. Lewis Van goes back behind Jeffrey Belk. Them two racing it up really hard. As they go by, it looks like that was Dwayne Benzinger. They just went by in the Star Mazda. Boy, these two really keeping the pressure on each other. Just waiting for each other to make a mistake is pretty much all they're doing. And look at this. He comes right up on the tail of him. And overdrives it into the turn here. He's going to go. Oh, he's going to cut him off. Oh, man. That was a mistake on his part. Lewis Van overdriving it into the turn, letting Jeffrey Belk get back by him. Ooh, man. That was insane. Them two are racing it up hard. Actually, one of the closest races on the track right now. These two here, Lewis Van and Jeffrey Belk. I think we ought to go back and watch that again. Let's go back and we'll watch that from a different view here. And watch these two race it up here. Right here's where you see the tire smoke flying. And right here it looks like Lewis Van tries to overdrive it into the turn, and he does. And that just allows Jeffrey Belk to cut him off. And that was some great passing, racing going on by them two. That was nuts. Good job, guys. All right, getting back up here live. That was some good racing. Yes, he did miss his braking point. He tried to overdrive it into the turn, and that's what cost him. And now Jeffrey Belk is way out ahead of him. Lewis Van actually making a mistake right there that cost him quite a bit of track on there. He's a little ways behind him now, so he's definitely going to have to watch out for him. These two having a little fun. All right, Rune back here in 5th overall, top of his class, doing a great job. Dwayne Benzinger in 6th, 2nd in his class in the Star Mazda. Joel Michaels, 7th overall, top of his class in the BMW. Darren Kuhn, 8th, 2nd in his class. And Dog, I don't see Dog. Where's Dog? There he is. He's sneaking around the corner there. I seen him. Running 9th, 3rd in his class in the BMW today, running 9th on the field. Alright, I want to get up here to see how this battle here is going. Louis Van is now back in 2nd. What happened to Jeffrey Belk? I missed it. We got to go back and see. He was ahead of Louis Van here, and I don't see what happened. We're gonna have to watch this because he must have made a big mistake here or something to let Louis Van get back by him. Oh, right there, he spins it around and Louis Van gets back by him. There's where Jeffrey Belk made the mistake. All right. And that led him, oh man, so you see these guys are racing so hard right now that they are making mistakes. Louis Van up ahead of him, and he's 12.5 seconds ahead of Jeffrey Belk right now. Drives it into that same turn, but drove it in a little bit better. And got by Dog. So Louis Van throwing a little excitement out here on the track. Jeffrey Belk throwing some excitement. And definitely lots of fun out here, guys. Louis Van 2 laps down to the leader. Running in 2nd. 2nd in his class right now. Jeffrey Belk back here in 3rd. Spins it out again. No. Let's see what happened to him. Oh, he just drives it in there too hard. Takes it out into the kitty litter. Jeffrey Belk is, man, I think he must have superheated them tires by now, and he's going to have to come down pit road or something and do some tire changes. He's still got 51 minutes or 52 minutes of race left here. That's a lot of race to be out there on tires that aren't that good. And he is a long ways back now. 17.7 seconds behind Louis Van. Gave Louis a little bit of breathing room. You are absolutely right there on that, Gee. Too much throttle. All right, getting back up to our leader. He is still way out ahead of everybody else. Michael R. He's led 48 laps so far today, and well, I'll tell you, he's looking at victory lane if he doesn't make a mistake. Overall victory, he's definitely going to be top of his class in the DW12 today, but he's outclassed the field by far. We're going to have to talk to him on the track. He is not in team speak unless he comes in afterwards. I'm not sure, but we'll get a word in with him at the end of this. We tried to get him to slow down. James is pushing on him to slow down, but he is not going to listen. He's on his own agenda here today, and that's to get it into victory lane. No matter what he's got to do, he's going to get it into victory lane. He hasn't been with the league for very long. I believe he just started at the pretty close to the tail end of last season. And if I remember, I probably shouldn't even say because I'm probably wrong, but I believe he didn't do as good as he thought he would do, or maybe he was in a different class or something. But anyhow, he is definitely out here today showing his, flexing his muscles and showing that he can outclass his field. And I'm telling you what, he has done an excellent job of it. All right, Darren Kuhn back here in 8th place, second in his class to Joel Michaels in the BMW today. Darren Kuhn, I believe Joel Michaels has maybe outdrove him a little bit today. They are on the same lap, but let's get up here. We'll see just how far he is behind. He's about 6.5 seconds behind Joel Michaels. And we've got the DW12 of Saran Breen coming up behind him. And we'll watch and see how this passing comes about. It's right along here with him. Maybe. And we'll see Saran Breen probably pass him here on the front stretch. They usually wait for a good opening here. He stays to the left and lets Saran go by him. So good job by him. You can see just how much faster them DW12s are than the BMWs. Way faster. Saran running in 4th spot overall. We haven't really talked too much about Saran today. He is in TeamSpeak. We'll get a chance to talk to him after the race is over. But running the Target DW12 today. These are the brand new Indy cars that they just come out with here just a couple months ago here in iRacing, and they're pretty cool. They're a lot more modern than the older Indy cars. These are pretty much scanned right to the DW12s that are actually running in real life today, with all the aerodynamics and ground effects and everything put on these cars. They're pretty amazing to drive. All right, Jeffrey Belk still in 3rd. We've seen him spin a couple of times there, and definitely cost him a little bit of ground. Let's go back here and check on Dog. He's running 9th overall as he comes up the front stretch here, up the long sweeping hill to the start-finish line. And he's driving the wheels off of that thing today, running 3rd in his class. We have seen him finish better, but he's still doing doggone good out there. No pun intended. He's a noob. Michael's a noob? Oh, okay, I see. Running the all-white car. Well, maybe he just hasn't got around to painting it yet. He might have just not got around to painting it yet. If you're painting your cars, you ain't driving it, right? Yeah, he wants to drive it. I just can't believe how smooth he is. His braking and throttle points are just so smooth. But he's a noob. Way to go, James. I didn't say that, Michael. James did. He said you're a noob for not painting your car. Well, you're going to show them just what a noob is right here. You're going to bring it into victory lane here in 45 minutes. Climbing that long hill, coming up the stretch here to the start-finish line to take another lap. Going to be leading 52 laps. Great job. All right, a little less than 45 minutes to go here, folks. Yeah. First thing you do is paint your car, huh? All right. Well, he's listening. If he's listening, he'll know what we're saying. I'm just repeating what James says. He says, yeah, but he knows the first thing you do is to paint it. So that makes you a noob, Michael. Well, you sure ain't acting like a noob out here. You know what you're doing in that DW12, so good job. Just keep up the good work, buddy. You could slow down a little bit. You could let them cars get back on the lead lap with you again. Heck, he could go in and take a 15-minute break probably. Lewis Van still in second. And Jeffrey Belk in third. And he's driving the wheels off that thing trying to get it caught back up to Lewis Van. Let's go up and see just how far back he is. 15.8 seconds behind Lewis Van, so he has closed up about a second or two. He was back about 17.5 seconds there at one time. He spun and Lewis got by him and really has not been able to recover from that. I think he probably really heated them tires up and he's just really having trouble right now getting caught back up. And Lewis Van doing a great job out here today. I'm going to make sure I do. Oh, we got one. What happened there? Look, we got to go back and watch that because that looked pretty insane. That was a close call. Looked like for Lewis Van right there. I'm not sure if I went back far enough or not. Looks like when they come up right there, and Serene Breen spins it around, and boy, that was a really close call. I'm not sure, but you know what? I think he he did maybe get a little piece of him. So Lewis Van might have got a little piece of that car. I don't know. We're going to have to see how his car is going to react here after that near collision. That was really close. It doesn't seem to have affected him, so he might not have taken any damage on it, but it sure did look like that there may have been some net coating involved in that. So maybe he didn't get any damage. Still maintains a second place. And we'll take a look here real quick. That off track had to probably slow him up a little bit. That let Jeffrey Belk close up to within 12 seconds of him. So it did cost him about 4 seconds on the track. We can go down here and see if, let's see if it's affecting his car any on the straightaways. Doesn't seem to be affecting him, and I don't see any immediate damage. Maybe just a touch on that front left corner. Oh, and our leader on pit road. Stopping for, look like fuel, maybe some tires too, so he has plenty of time to get up there and do it. Taking a break in the pits. Yeah. Oh, Saran has too much damage. Oh, no. Well, heck, he didn't even hit anything. How would he get damage? Oh, man, that's a bummer. Well, that's a bummer. Saran may be out of the race then. Too much damage, can't finish. Oh, man, he was running 4th overall in the DW12s today. And just spun it a little bit. And that net coating there that Louis Van collected into him, I don't know. I should have bookmarked that, and we could have went back and watched that again, maybe from a different angle, but I didn't bookmark it, so sorry about that. I gotta try to remember to do that. All right, and looking right up ahead of him here, Rune running in. He's getting passed up by our leader right now on the backstretch. Holy smoke. And I mean, he just blew by him. Maroon back, or Michael back up onto the track there. It looked like he might have got a little bit of an off-track incident right there. But still running pretty good. Coming up on Dog. Put Dog another lap down. Dog trying to stay to the right, and he does, and leader gets by him safely. And again, that's what I said. This league's all about safety here, folks. All right, Darren Kuhn in, looks like he is in 8th place overall, 2nd in his class to Joel Michaels. And Joel not that far ahead of him. Take a look here and see just how far he is. 12.7 seconds ahead of Darren Kuhn. Those two have been staying pretty close to each other. Wayne Benzinger in 6th, 2nd in his class in the Star Mazda. These Star Mazdas have been running 5th and 6th pretty much all day long, and they're going to be picking up a spot here if Saran can't get back out, but from what I'm hearing, he's got too much damage. Rune in 5th. Saran off the track. Jeffrey Belk in 3rd. And he is still trying to chase down Louis Van. And we'll take a look how far they are apart. 16.1 seconds back to Jeffrey Belk. So we could see a challenge here before this gets all done, but Jeffrey's been hanging right around the 16-second mark here behind Louis Van. As Lewis comes up on Dog, Dog gives him plenty of room to get by. And there you go. More safe racing out here, guys. This is definitely a good league to be in if you want to be in a good, safe league. And there you can see he's driving the MaxSpeedTV car. Yeah! Good job, Lewis. Led 3 laps today. Lewis has been after me to do a little broadcasting for his league, and I may have to see what I can do here about getting with him. I don't know. Time-wise, I may not have the time, but we'll have to see what we can do. He's got a league that he runs, I believe it's an Indy league. So there's another league, James, you could look up if you like driving Indy cars. Louis Van has a league, I'm not exactly sure. I think it's Wings and Fenders or something like that it's called. Wings and Fenders, I believe. If you like running DW12s, there's, yeah, Wings and Fenders. There you go. Oh, thank you, Guy. You even looked up the league page. Very cool, man. You're just an informative guy today. I'm telling you.
Thanks.
Just a walking, talking encyclopedia today. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, tell them to look up Wings and Fenders on the iRacing League there, and I'm sure he's looking for new members all the time. A lot of guys starting new leagues, and this being one of them right there. Let's go back here, check on Jeffrey Belk. He's quite a ways back now. Wow. Whoops, wrong one. 30 seconds behind Lewis Van, so I think with 33 minutes to go, if Lewis doesn't make any mistakes here, he could come home second place in the DW12s today. I got to hand it to him. He's really done a great job in that DW12 today. Coming off of a few mistakes here in the past couple of weeks that cost him races, he's definitely going to have a great finish here today. Alright, let's go back here, check on Rune. Still running into 5th place as he hasn't got enough laps under him yet to get by Saran Breen. Saran out of the race, was running 4th in his class there in the DW12s, out of the race, cannot continue. So all these guys got a chance to move up one position to get by Saran and a few more laps here. Saran off of the beat here. Nowhere can he be found. Dwayne Benzinger back in 6th overall, 2nd in his class in the Star Mazda, doing a super job today. Alright, let's go back a little further. Joel Michaels in 7th, running the BMW. As he comes into turn 1 here, negotiates it quite well. Top of his class in the BMW. Back a little further, Darren Kuhn in 8th overall, 2nd in his class to Joel Michaels. And then we go back to Dog. Ooh, that was a bad camera angle there. He's running in 9th place, 3rd in his class in the BMW. Having a great day. That kind of gives you a shot of what the terrain looks like here, the off-track terrain that we get to see here from the sky view. Pretty cool view. They even put houses and cars and all kinds of stuff down there on the track, so that's a pretty cool view. Alright, Rune now has moved into the... He'll be, when he crosses the line here, he'll be in 4th position overall. Top of his class today in the Star Mazda. Doing a super job out here. Can't wait to talk to Rune. He is a blast to talk to. What a great guy. Oh, we got Jeffrey Belk pitted. Oh, he pitted? I missed it. Sorry. And he is way off into kitty litter. Boy, that cost him a lot on the track. He is just not having a good afternoon here. This last part of the race has really been costly to Jeffrey Belk, as he got off into the kitty litter again. He's really trying to drive the heck out of that car, and boy, it's really costing him. Alright, looks like we've got a couple that have gotten by Saran, so let's get up here. Rune has moved into 4th overall. Dwayne Benzinger will move into 5th once he crosses the finish line. And Darren Kuhn has gotten by him also. When he crosses the finish line, he'll be up one more spot. He'll move up to 6th. And now Joel Michaels has passed him just by crossing the finish line. And he's just coming off a pit road. As Darren Kuhn got by him. And now Joel's got to make up a lot of room because Darren Kuhn got by him. Let's look. 39 seconds back to Joel Michaels. I'm not sure. Darren may have to come down pit road one more time. We'll try to keep an eye on that. Get back up here to our leader. No. No, it's kind of hard for me to cover everybody. You know, I'm trying, but that's where it's nice to always have two guys in the booth. You can cover everything. You have somebody watching pit road, and usually I'd have somebody, but it's hard for me to get somebody to help me here for 2.5 hours watching these races on Sunday. Usually people got family things going on or whatever. If you're interested, James, I could use you. I could use you. So Michael just being the class of the field here today, just doing a super job of this, I'm telling you. He is just driving his heart out. How you doing, Street Boss? Good to see you, buddy. Who's pitting? I don't see anybody pitting. Nobody on pit road? Nope, nobody on pit road. Okay, let's go back here through the field one more time. Lewis Van in 2nd overall. Having a great day here. Made a couple of mistakes. We've seen him, but he has managed to keep that thing up into 2nd all day long. So my hat's off to him. Great job, Lewis. 3rd place, Jeffrey Belk, quite a ways back behind Lewis Van there, running 3rd overall. 3rd in his class today in the DW12s. Rune in the Star Mazda, running 4th overall, top of his class. Showing the way here for the Star Mazdas. Dwayne Benzinger in 5th overall and 2nd in his class in the Star Mazda. Darren Kuhn now in 6th overall, top of his class in the BMWs, as he got by Joel Michaels, which Joel Michaels goes back to the 7th place overall. And the last one out here, Saran has taken his car behind pit road, but the last one out here, Dog, which he's got a few more laps to go here, and he will pick up a position as he'll get by Saran Breen and put himself into the 8th place overall. He's running 3rd in his class in the BMW right now, but Dog having a good day out here. About one of the only incidents that I've seen him have is when I can't remember who that was. I think it might have been Joel Michaels or somebody got into the back of him, but it was just a tap, and I'm sure it gave him an incident. But I think that was about the only incident Dogs had today. He is all about safety, and I'll tell you, he does an amazing job. They what they do is they count it's incidents per corners, and you know, you got to have a low incident per corner ratio in order to move up in a class in the league. And their classes, I don't have the classes handy to me here, but some of the classes they got some kind of weird names to them, but they're pretty cool. So Dog about to move up. Jeffrey Belk out of the race. What happened to Jeffrey Belk? He got DQ'd. Why did he get DQ'd? Ah, you're kidding me. Ah. He got DQ'd? No. It must have been too many incidents or something. I'm not sure, but Jeffrey Belk out of the race. Doggone it. Well, that's another one that may be going to slip back through the ranks here. That could be. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to see right now, and we see this. I don't know how they do it in a 5-hour race. I've never watched one of the 5-hour races, but these 2 hours and 35 minutes. I'll tell you what, it would be really tough for me to be out here driving. It takes a lot of concentration and making sure you do hit them throttle and braking points just perfectly. So my hat's off to these guys here. They do a great job. But fatigue can set in. You are exactly right. Yeah, tell him, Street Boss. I've been trying to get James in here. Oh, listen to him. That's not an answer, James. You need to be out here. This is you can't sit there and tell me this doesn't look like fun. You can't tell me that, James. I know you'd be having a blast out here right now. What you need to do is just run in the 90-minute race on Sunday nights. Maybe that'd be enough for you. You know? I don't know. Start there and work your way up. 30 minutes? I could even take more than 30 minutes. I could probably do the 90-minute race. I don't know if I could do much more than that. I got to be able to get up every now and then and do something, you know, move around a little bit or something. Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do here. We're going to take just a quick little break. Just a quick one. And we will be right back here. So hang with us, folks. Don't go nowhere. thank you guys for letting me have that little break. Got to stretch my legs a little bit, and we're about to wrap this thing up here with 19 minutes left in the race. You fell asleep, James. Come on. That's not like you. That's just not like you. Racing's in your blood, brother. Not like you to fall asleep during a race. All right, so we're still waiting here a few more laps, so Rune to move into the third place overall, as he's going to get by Jeffrey Belk. Jeffrey Belk disqualified from the race. I'm not sure. I think it might have been too many incidents or something there, but disqualified from the race. And that's going to end his day. I don't know if he's in TeamSpeak. We'll get a chance to talk to him or not. Yes, he is in TeamSpeak, so we'll have to try to see if we can get a word in with him and find out what happened after the end of this race here. Oh, well, I guess being real late. Oh, and you were racing it too. Okay, well, you fell asleep, huh? Behind the wheel. Wow. I wouldn't tell too many people that. Everybody in Twitch chat knows that now. Just kidding you, buddy. Alright, Lewis in second. That's going to put Rune in third here in a little bit in the Star Mazda. Going to be running third overall, top of his class today, and he has definitely been the top of his class, I'm telling you. He has really drove his heart out. He comes by dog, so you can see just how much faster those Star Mazdas are in the turns than the BMWs. BMW is maybe just a little bit tougher on the straightaways, a little bit faster, but in the turns, the Star Mazda definitely outclasses them. It's coming down to 16 minutes left in the race here, folks. Getting good and getting interesting. No wheel. How in the heck? Oh, you guys. Oh, yeah, you definitely got to have a wheel. Tell them, James. All right, Dwayne Benzinger in fifth. And he'll move up a position, too, once they get by Jeffrey Belk. They've still got a couple more laps to go to get by him. And they'll move up a position. Joel Michaels now back into the lead here as he got back by Darren Kuhn. I believe Darren must have pitted. Let's take a look here. Yes, he did pit. That's how Joel Michaels got back by him. But Darren Kuhn back here in seventh overall. And like I said, these guys are all going to move up a position here. I believe there's enough time left in the race here for them to all move up a position. Darren Kuhn comes up the hill here to the start-finish line. Let's get up here, check on our leader once again. He's out here just being relentless to these guys, not giving them any room, not slowing up, not, oh man, he just out driving everybody out here today. Michael R. I can't pronounce his last name. And he's coming down pit road, maybe for the last time today, I'm sure. Probably to give these guys a little bit of reprieve on his lead. He's got pretty much the whole field 2 laps down or more. He can stop and fuel up, tires, whatever he wants to do anytime he wants to, and still maintain that lead. So nothing wrong with being a little safe out here. That's good, Street Boss. Tell him you didn't fall asleep. All right, so Michael R. taking a break there on pit road, and he's away. Still maintaining the lead, though. No problem with that. Coming down to 13 minutes left in this race here, folks. Dogs of Endurance you're watching here. This is the 2-hour and 35-minute event. And tonight they'll have the 90-minute event. So if you think you got what it takes to come out here and race with these guys, they're multi-class. They run 5 different classes. Points are based on safety a lot. It's incidents per corner that does affect your points. So it's something that you do got to watch. You'll see probably most of these guys are going to finish today with no incidents or maybe just a couple. So that's you know, that's what I'm talking about. Safety is everything out here. Yes, thank you, Guy. Appreciate that.
No problem.
I've got the website up on the broadcast right there in the middle of the screen. You can see it, dogsofracing.com. Go check them out. It's I'll tell you what, they sure do have a lot of fun. Yeah, 90-minute race tonight. Sign up, James. Come on, give it a try. You might like it. Jonathan Thomas was in here, but he didn't last too long. You don't have Road America? You don't have any of these cars? These are the cars they're running tonight. Road America. Nah, you're not all oval. You're just a Talladega tallywhacker. That's what you are. I'm just kidding you. You got a lot of wins on Talladega, I know that. Yeah, try the Star Mazda out on it. Yeah, Star Mazda, Road America, man, it would be hooked up good. Or try the BMW. BMW hooks up good here too. All right, well, let's run through the field one more time here before this race is over. We got about 10 minutes, a little over 10 minutes left here. Michael R. leading the race, has been leading most of the race, so he's led 67, coming up on 67 laps. Lewis Van led 3 laps today, running in second, 2 laps down to the leader. Jeffrey Belk got disqualified, but still holding on to third right now in his class. Rune in fourth overall, about to take third overall here, I think, pretty quick. And running top of his class in the Star Mazda. Dwayne Benzinger in fifth, second in his class in the Star Mazda, fifth overall. Joel Michaels, top of his class in the BMW today. Him and Darren Kuhn have been swapping it back and forth, but we'll see where Darren's at here in just a minute. Let's take a look here real quick. Darren's about 18 seconds behind Joel, so probably not much of a danger there. All right, Darren in seventh. And Dog finally making it up to the 8th place. Oh, and he overshot that. Oh, that's not going to be good. He's going to, oh man, he overshot the turn. Wasn't paying attention there. Going to have to go slow to get that. He has to serve that slow down penalty. for cutting the course. So definitely got to pay attention there, dog. All right, Rune finally moves into the 3rd place as he gets by Jeffrey Belk overall. Yeah, bad dog. You got that right, James. Bad dog. So Jeffrey Belk going back to the 4th place now overall, and Rune moving up to 3rd in the Star Mazda. What a performance that he has put on here today with that Star Mazda. And that's the one I'm telling you, James. That's the one you need to be running. What is height lights? What's that? What's height lights? And find it. I don't know. What? Highlight. Oh, highlights. Well, you know, hey. You said height lights. I don't know what the heck height lights are. All right, back here, Jeffrey Belk now 4th. Dwayne Benzinger in 5th. And he's about to move up 1 position overall too, but running 2nd in his class in the Star Mazda today. Done an absolutely great job out here. Getting passed up by 2nd place. You can see just how fast that DW12 is compared to that Star Mazda, as Lewis Van just smoked by him pretty quick. Alright, I guess that does put Jeffrey Belk back to that position. Joel Michaels, next one to try to get by him. Top of his class in the BMW today, running 6th overall. We're coming down to 7 minutes left in the race here, folks, so I'm trying to hurry up and get around through this, so I'm not paying too much attention to the Twitch chat at the moment. Darren Kuhn in 7th. About to get passed up by our leader. Them guys choosing the place to pass, nice and clean. Good job. What a great job passing right there. A lot of communication's got to come into play here on the track. These guys have got to communicate. Most of them are in TeamSpeak. When they can communicate, in TeamSpeak they use that. If not, they try to communicate on the track. I know Michael R. He is not in TeamSpeak right now, and so they're obviously communicating on the track to one another. Alright, and then the last one out here, Dog, is about to move up another position too, I believe, before this race is over, and he is really struggling right now with a very loose car, and it looks like he's coming to pit road. He may have a flat. He might have a flat tire, I don't know. Dog rode at that ugly 45 miles an hour. Gotta hate it. You would think a track as good at on and off pit road, you know, entrance and exit is, that you could come down that pit road at least 55, you know, but I guess safety wise they only want you to come down 45. But Dog on pit road, obviously last time today. And he's definitely probably going to change tires, I'm sure. No, fuel only, so he must have been a little short on fuel. But if he can make it a couple more laps here, he may pick up another on-track position. Right now, 8th overall, Jeffrey Belk, 7th. But let's get back up here to our leader. He has got less than 5 minutes to go here, folks. Coming down to 4 to go. 4 minutes to finish this race up, and Michael R. has just outclassed his field by far. Has got second place. Lewis Van 3 laps down, folks. 3 laps down. That's pretty amazing. You might as well forget it, Guy. You'll never talk James into get in here and race. He don't want to race with these guys. He's not a dedicated racer. He's an oval track racer. That's the way I am too. I'm an oval track racer. I do like to go out and run these every now and then just for something different, you know. Yeah, I think James probably fell asleep again. He knows I fell asleep once. Didn't I, James? James is in there waking me up. Rudy, are you broadcasting? Yeah. You remember that, James? That was pretty nuts. I fell asleep while I was broadcasting. Try to go full. He wants to do his fastest lap. Oh, okay. Yeah, that was funny, James. Oh, man. That was some pretty good times there, man. I'll tell you what, I was doing so much broadcasting. I was so tired. And this medicine I'm on, man, I'll tell you, it just wipes me out. About an hour after I take it, man, it's just, whew, I got to lay down. Yeah, it was at Atlanta. Street Boss, it was at Atlanta. You remember that too? When I fell asleep during... Oh, Lewis off course. He's pushing it pretty hard here. I don't know if he's going to get his fastest lap unless he really kicks it up a notch right here. He's looking to see if he can run the fastest lap, his fastest lap. Nope, doesn't look like it. Not that lap. Alright, Rune in third overall, top of his class in the Star Mazda, doing a fabulous job here, but we're going to get up to our leader because he's got about a minute to go, and we're going to see when he's going to get the white flag. I'm pretty sure it's going to be probably this time by he'll get the white flag. But we'll keep an eye on him right here. Stay right with him as close as we can get to him. And watch him bring us into victory lane here. Is he going to get the white flag this time by? Not yet, but I'm sure he's going to here probably in the next couple seconds. He'll get the white flag because I think this is probably his last lap. Well, you guys got to stick around for the interviews because we're going to talk to these guys and see how the racing was for them. We've got a lot of them in TeamSpeak here. I'm going to have to talk to Michael on track. He did not come into TeamSpeak. Gosh, he should be getting a white flag here pretty quick. There it is. There it is. White flag. This is it, folks. Michael R. coming around here. This is going to finish it up for him. He has led, it will be 73 laps he has led here today. This is pretty amazing. He's going to bring it into victory lane here just a minute, and we're going to get a chance to get out here and talk to him. Couple more turns here, not too awful many left, and we're going to see him get the checkered flag. Michael R. coming to the win here, overall top of his class in the DW12, and this has been a pretty great race for him. I can't wait to talk to him. I don't think I've ever talked to Michael on track or anything. So here he comes out of turn, the last turn, going to bring it to victory lane. And he is our winner here today. Michael R. wins at Road America for the Dogs of Endurance. The 2-hour and 35-minute race. Man, what a job he did, I'm telling you. Absolutely amazing. It looks like Lewis Van in second. So we'll get down here just a minute and we'll get a word in with them. We usually give them a little bit of time to sometimes they might want to get up and take a bathroom break. They've been sitting here for 2.5 hours doing this stuff, so yeah, we'll give him a minute. But in the meantime, let's run down through the results real quick. We'll give them a couple seconds to head off to the bathroom or whatever. Michael R. coming in, the winner here today. Lewis Van in second. And those two were in the DW12 class. Now Rune in the Star Mazda class comes in top of his class, third overall. Dwayne Benzinger in the Star Mazda as well comes in second in his class, fourth overall. Joel Michaels in the BMW comes in fifth overall, top of his class in the BMW. Darren Kuhn in second in the BMW, sixth overall. Jeffrey Belk, off the track, disqualified, finishes third in his class in the DW12 today. And Dog taking up the rear of the field here, still running in the BMW today, finishing eighth overall, third in his class. Saran was running the DW12, finishing ninth, and that puts him fourth in his class. Alex Kiefer finishing 10th, and he was running the new Camaro Class B car and only made a few laps. So definitely a big change there for him. And Jonathan Thomas taking up the rear of the field there, running the he ran the BMW as well and only made a few laps and had some issues there, hit the wall and caused him to be out of the race for it. So all right, well, let's get down here and see if we can get a word in with Michael.
Yeah, good race, Joel. Thanks for being so cooperative out there. I know it can be quite hard with DW12s whizzing around everywhere, but sorry about dive bombing you that time as well.
All right, these guys having a few little things on the track to talk about, but we'll get down here in just a second. Michael R., are you there? Can you hear me? Do you have a copy?
I do.
Well, Michael, you were the class of the field today by far. You just smoked this whole field out there in the DW12. I've got a message for you, though, from James. He said you needed to slow down a little bit and let these guys catch up. And I told him I didn't think that was in your blood. But you did a great job out there. Tell us about your race overall and what you think was the great parts of this race.
Well, the whole race was fun. I had so much fun, but I ran out of fuel.
Well, it looked like a lot of fun out there. I mean, everybody being pretty respectful out on the track, I got to admit. But you bring it into victory lane today. How does that make you feel?
Good. It was a long race. Yeah.
Well, are you going to be ready for the 90-minute race tonight, or aren't you running that?
Probably not. That's going to be a bit late for me.
Well, any parts of the race that you want to talk about, Michael, now's the time. If you wanted to mention about how respectful the drivers were or anything like that, let us know what you think.
I just want to thank all the guys for a good race and very respectful drivers.
Oh, I agree 100%, Michael, but you did a great job out there. James wants to know, he said he calls you a noob for not painting your car. Is that correct?
Well, I just got the car, so didn't have time for it.
You just got the car and you drove like that? That's amazing driving, brother. Amazing. That's great.
Thanks, man.
You're saying you had no practice coming into today?
Yeah.
Well, I'm telling you what, man, I am totally amazed by the driving that you put out there today. That's just awesome, for just buying the car and going out there not even painted. So eat that, James. James is watching on Twitch chat there, so I'm just letting him know. You never even drove the car before and you went out and did this good, so that's great. He's still calling you a noob.
Yeah, well, that's great. He's the noob, yeah.
All right, Michael, well, great race out there. Congratulations on your victory today, and thanks for talking with us. Anybody you want to give a shout out to or say thank you to that you might have forgot?
Well, thanks, for this race. And you do for the broadcast, and yeah, all the guys racing. It's fun.
Okay, Michael. Thanks a lot, buddy. All right, we're going to move up to the channel with all the rest of the folks up here. So you guys keep chatting it up. We're going to get up here and talk to the rest of these drivers. Just to let you know, Michael led 73 laps today out of this race. The only other leaders we had, Lewis Van led 4, and Jeffrey Belk led 1. So pretty amazing racing by him. Okay, we're going to head up to the channel here.
In about
all right.
seconds.
Okay, we're here, guys. First off, I just wanted to say congratulations to Michael on that victory. But let's see, we're going to run down through everybody here real quick. Lewis Van, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, Lewis, we didn't get much of a chance to watch you on the track, except for when you were battling there. You and Jeffrey Belk had one heck of a good battle there. Tell us about that battle.
Well, it was definitely close and intense. I think Jeff had the pace, but I had the fuel mileage, so that's what it was. Definitely a case of neither of us having a particularly good day when it came to keeping it on the track. I know we both racked up quite a few incidents. Of course, Jeff racked up a few too many, unfortunately.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that, but that's good to know. If I don't know what is that set at, 17, or what's it set at, incidents?
It's set at a level which Michelle determines to do with iRacing's actual licenses and whatnot. I'm not too sure how he does it.
Okay.
For this one, it was 29.
Oh, okay, 29. Wow. Okay, that's a lot. All right. Well, Lewis, you come home second tonight. Congratulations, second in your class, second overall. Good comeback for you've had some bad experiences in the last couple of weeks, and for you to come in second here, that's a great finish. And how does that make you feel?
Well, not bad, really.
Yeah.
It's a good start to the new season. Of course, we had a good. Actually moved place in the off week, so I'm in a new setup, so everything feels a bit strange where I'm sitting. I'm a bit sore right now. But apart from that, it was a good start to the season. It seems I've got the monkey off my back, and hopefully I can have a few more clean, consistent races.
Oh, I agree. It's just good to see you up there in that top, in the top like that, running so good. And like you said, good way to start out the season here at Dogs of Endurance. So, well, congratulations to you on that. And any parts of the race you wanted to talk about?
Accidentally dive bombing. Oh, that was a bit of a hairy moment. I ended up end of one of the straights. I had to go straight into the grass to avoid him. I was like, hang on, I'm not stopping here. So. Apart from that, there's not really much else to talk about. There was a moment, of course, with who was it? Breen, when we were I was following behind him and he spun out at the bend, and I think it was quite a big net code went on, and I got a 4x for that. He got damage, which put him out, unfortunately. But apart from that, there's not really much to talk about.
Yeah, we seen that and went back and reviewed it a little bit, and yeah, you were quite a ways away from him, and I didn't see much damage on your car, and I really didn't see your car, like, you know, other than kind of careened to the right a little bit, but his car really jerked and it kicked the back end around, and I thought, well, now that was a major net code right there, you know, and but yeah, him taking just too much damage and he couldn't continue on, but that's unfortunate for him. But great run for you today, Lewis. I'm really proud of you, brother. Anybody you want to say hello to or give a thank you to?
Well, I could run through the list of everyone that's signed up for the session, to be honest. That, and of course yourself for the host, and well, everyone who's here really. Like Michelle, of course, is the main one. Just the amount of effort he puts in every week surprises me. Something new I've had no idea about that's important in the running of the league. He does. So that's pretty much it done.
Well, just to let you know, we may have somebody that might want to join your league. We've been talking to James in Twitch chat here, and I've been trying to talk him into joining your league here, and I don't know. He's thinking about it, but I think he's been he's not much of a road course racer, but he does kind of like the road courses a little bit, but he's more of an oval track racer. But he's been talking about it, so but we'll have to wait and see. But all right, well, anyhow, great run out there today, Lewis, and thanks for chatting with us, buddy.
No problem.
All right, let's run down through a little bit further here. Rune, you come in third overall, top of your class in the Star Mazda. Tell us about your race out there today, Rune.
Oh, I had an absolute blast of a race. The car felt perfect. As soon as the tires warm up, it really grips really nice in the track, and I could get some awesome lap times out of it. So. I had a fantastic race in that regard, and everything. The lap times were consistent. I ended up with 2 incidents which were kind of stupid mistakes for my part, but other than that, everything went perfect.
Well, it looked like your car was really hooked up well. We watched you. You hung in there for the longest time, battling with the BMWs, and finally, when you got clear of them, boy, you just set sail and took right off. So, you know, my congratulations to you. You come home top of your class in the Star Mazda, and I just kind of wanted to ask you, Rune, for somebody that may be thinking about getting into road course racing for the first time, would you highly recommend the Star Mazda for their first car, maybe to get out there and try it?
Yeah, definitely. I in the beginning I only drove tin top cars and started to get used to them, but as soon as I switched to open wheel with the Star Mazda, it just I just noticed how much easier they were to drive, and it's a lot easier for a new driver to get to grips with it than the regular sort of street car based racers.
Yeah. Well, I definitely agree with you there. I haven't had much experience with the Star Mazda. I've only drove it a little bit. I mean, like, I test drove it. That was for a couple of laps, and it was all so it's not really much of a I can't really give it that much of a thumbs up or thumbs down, so I'm a bad influence on that. But thanks for talking with us, Rune, and great race out there today by you. Congratulations on your top spot in your class, third overall. Anybody you want to give a shout out to or a thank you to?
Oh, like last time, big shout out to Michelle for organizing everything and the practices and keeping us company, making us great setups and everything. He does an awesome amount of work there. And also Dwayne, Lewis, Kieran, and the other guys in the league. We have a lot of fun during the practices and also in between. So it's an awesome group to be with.
Absolutely. Okay, well, thanks for talking with us, Rune, and again, big congratulations to you.
Thank you.
All right, Dwayne Benzinger, you got a copy?
Gotcha, Rudy.
Dwayne, you come home 4th overall, 2nd in your class in the Star Mazda. How did your car feel for you today, and what did you have that you could have got up there, maybe mixed it up with the Rune a little bit more?
Well, the car felt great. The track was really sticky today. I didn't notice it to be slippery really at all. The car did what I wanted it to do and not anything else, so that's kind of a bonus. I'm not as fast as Rune. He can jump in any car and be probably 2-3 seconds faster than me easily. So I just want it to be consistent and not cause any incidents. I ran with Joel and Darren there quite a bit, and it was good for me because at that point I was still trying to make the whole race on one set of tires. That didn't work out, so that's where my pace kind of picked up. You saw after I had pitted.
Definitely, yeah. Well, I seen you for a while there. Joel was a little bit faster than you, but I think once you got them new tires, you figured out that the thing hung in the corners a lot better than the BMWs. The Star Mazda definitely way faster in the turns, and that's where you can make up the ground. And you figured that out, Dwayne, and you brought it home 4th today. Man, my hat's off to you. What a run you did there, and to keep up with Rune like you did. I know you were finished about a lap behind him, but you guys battled for quite some time there, and we were watching. We were watching you, but great run for you today, Dwayne. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
No, I don't think so. Just a shout out to all the guys. Thanks for showing up and making this league great.
Okay, Dwayne, well, thank you for talking with us, buddy, and great race out there today. Come home 2nd in your class, 4th overall. Great job.
Congrats to the podium.
Do we have Joel in here? Joel Michaels?
No.
Okay, he's not in here. All right. Darren Kuhn, you got a copy?
Yeah, I'm here, Rudy.
Darren, great run for you today. You bring in the 2nd spot with the BMW. Tell us about your race and how much fun that was, you and Joel mixing it up back and forth.
Yeah, it was a good run out there. I knew Joel was pretty fast, and I had some of my fastest laps following him with a little bit of draft, but I knew it was going to come down to whoever made the most mistakes, and I had trouble with that hairpin left and a little too much gas or coming in with too much speed and spun a few times, and I think just more than he did. And once on that bend, I had a problem with the braking point, that BMW. Once those tires start wearing, and when you've got cold tires, it's very challenging. And for us, running less wings, you can have more straight line speed. We sacrificed definitely on the corners there, but overall pretty happy with how I finished up.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of fun. It's good to see you out there on the track again with these guys. And are you ready for the full season here? This only being the first race of the season. What do you think the odds of you getting up there and finishing like this here each and every week?
Well, I'm hoping I can compete out there. Main thing is just to be out there, be safe, finish the race, and I had 7 incidents today, so I'm trying to keep it below 5 or 0 would be nice, but it's always challenging. So, yeah, I think I can get out for most of them. I'm back to work now a little more. I had a little more racing in the past off with my injury, so that's going to cut into my racing time a bit, but I'm going to try and make the majority of the races, and it's just so much fun, whether it's practice or racing or whatever car I'm driving, just to be out with the gang, and we have a lot of fun.
Very good, very good. And the race went pretty good here today, and we've seen a lot of guys getting off track just a little bit. But as far as the weather and everything out there, how did your car react in the weather today?
I think it held out there pretty good with the cooler temperature, and again, it's just those cold tires you have to watch and not push it too much. And it was good when I was pacing with Dwayne. We have a lot of common speeds out there, and as soon as you're on your own and you're pushing a little bit, I think that's where I got into trouble, where I thought maybe I could catch Joel a little bit, but I just knew with the pit stops and with my first spin there after I got back from him, I knew I probably couldn't make that up in the whole race, so I was just trying to stay consistent and on track. But yeah, the weather was okay, I think. It is what it is, and you just have to drive the conditions and not push it too much.
Right. Well, yeah. Well, you come in 2nd in your class today, Darren. That's pretty amazing. a great race out there. We watched you battling up there with Dwayne and Joel, and it looked like a blast. So, but congratulations on coming home second in your class, 6th overall. And anybody you want to give a shout out to?
I just wanted to shout out for Michael and Joel doing very well out there today, and great to have Michelle back. He was sick there at the end of the last season, and we missed him out there, and glad he's feeling better, and appreciate all the hard work he does behind the scenes, and all the guys that made it out today, and yourself for the broadcast. Just been a great day on the track. Thank you.
All right, thanks for talking with us, Darren. Jeffrey
Cheers,
Belk, you got a copy?
I gotcha.
Jeffrey, tell us what happened there, man. You were running so good. You and Lewis mixing it up, man. That was some great. We were on you guys the whole way, and it looked like that one time there, Lewis had tried to overdrive you into the turn and messed up, and you got back by him, and you guys were just having a blast out there. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we were having a blast. I was running fuel strategy, so that's why he was catching up so close to me, because I was trying to make those last couple of fuel runs last, try to get as much as I could so I could make the last 30 minutes, which all in all never got to the last 30 minutes, but that's another story. Me and him were just going at it, dog eat dog, take what you could get.
Well, it looked like a lot of fun. You guys were really having a blast there. Well, you come in 3rd in your class today. How does that make you feel? I mean, I know you got disqualified, but still 3rd in your class, and you probably saved maybe a few more incidents by not being out there that last 30 minutes. But how does it make you feel coming in 3rd?
Feels all right. I mean, this track is my Achilles heel. I hate it. It's never liked me at all. But just knowing that I have 29 incidents, this will be my first DQ in the entire time I've raced with the team. It hits you kind of.
Yeah, I can understand that, brother. I can totally understand that. Well, what do you got planned up for next week? Is it going to be pretty much the same, or are you going to try to race a little safer, or what's your plan for next week?
Don't drive the DW12.
Was it that bad?
It was fine at the start, but as soon as I started getting incidents in it, they just kept racking up, and I couldn't keep it up under me.
I seen that. Yeah, there was quite a few times it just looked like it just, I don't know, it was almost like you had a flat tire or something on the thing, and it just, you couldn't control it. You know, we seen you off track quite a few times. But, well, anyhow, you finish 3rd in your class today, Jeffrey. You finished 7th overall. And I know you got DQ'd, but still a good race for you. It was just good to see you up there racing it as hard as you were racing it at the beginning of the race. So, but anybody you want to give a thank you out to?
Everyone who comes, you for hosting it, or for you for doing the broadcast, Michelle for doing the hosting, and my wife for letting me actually come and do this. Oh, and for Lewis, you can take your monkey back.
All right, Jeffrey. Well, thanks for excuse me. Thanks for talking with us there, and great race out there until you got DQ'd. Sorry to hear about that, brother.
No problem. Thank you.
All right. Better luck next week, bud. All right, Dog. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
All right, Doug. Well, you come in 3rd in your class today and 8th overall. Tell us about your race. You were out there in the BMW. How did it feel?
Well, this week, oddly enough, normally I don't do very well in the BMW, but all of the practices this week that I was running the BMW the safest, and I ran it last night as well and only got 1 incident, so I got quite a few more this race than I did last one, but it ran pretty good. Weather was kind of weird. There was a distinct change somewhere about halfway through the race, and quite a few people were mentioning that even with fresh tires, it just was sliding around and brakes were locking a lot easier towards the tail end of the race. Otherwise, good race. Lots of good people coming in, new and old. Everybody's giving each other respect. Just good to be back. The first races that I missed was last week, or not last week because it was week 13, but the last week of the season there, and just being sick, I missed all 3 of the races, and it felt really weird. So, kind of out of the loop here, feeling a little off because it's been a couple of weeks since I've touched iRacing. Just glad I managed to pull it through.
Yeah, we've missed you, buddy. It definitely, you know, just good to see you back onto the track again. And we seen you kind of take it off track there. You missed and went through the cones a couple times. What happened there?
Like I was saying, closer to the end of the last third of the race, it just lots of people were mentioning that brakes were locking up, and it just didn't want to turn, didn't want to slow down, and I figured instead of trying to turn around and go around, I might as well just go through, take the slow down, and continue on.
Right. Well, probably a good choice to be safe out there. So, well, Michael, anybody you want to give a thank you out to?
Just all of the people that come into the league here. There's lots of people like Rune, Kieran, Kyle, lots of Jeffy, lots of people just come in here into the TeamSpeak, chat away during the day. Sometimes we're not even running races. Sometimes we are. We'll jump into a random hosted session together. It's just a good group to be around. Always somebody in the TeamSpeak, just about always somebody in the TeamSpeak to chat with. Lots of people willing to help you out. And just spend some time with. If you're stuck at home and doing nothing, there's a couple people to chat with. Lots of people willing to help with setups, sharing setups, helping you figure stuff out for how to race, what vehicles to run. It's just a really good group of people. And without the guys driving in the races, the league wouldn't exist. So realistically, I just got to thank all the guys for being in the league.
Absolutely. Well, we're glad you're feeling better there, brother. It's good to have you back. And hopefully maybe we got a couple of guys that might be looking to join your league. I don't know. They were in Twitch chat talking it up. And we've got a couple guys, one guy trying to get a wheel, and another guy says, well, I'm not much of a road course racer, but, you know, I think there was some interest there. So hopefully maybe we gained you a couple of new members. But, all right, well, Doug, thanks for talking with us. And, again, congratulations on your third-place finish in your class. And starting the season out, what do you think about the season, you know, the season opener here? What do you think about the race overall? You think it was a good race?
It was a good race. I personally am not that fond of Road America, but with the way our league is, we throw up all the tracks for a vote from the membership, and it's the membership that chooses the tracks based on their votes. So I run whatever everybody votes on. Touching base on that for the guys that were interested in the league and mentioned that they weren't much on the road side, while we are primarily a road-based league, we do have 3 pure ovals running this season, being South Boston, Talladega, and I just forgot what the other one is. But yeah, we're running 3 pure ovals this season. So, and on top of that, there's a couple combined courses where it's just the road courses on the ovals. So don't be afraid to jump in, even if it's primarily a road-based group. Lots of guys are willing to help you out in the practices. We run 5 practices a week. And that, like I said, setups are shared all over the place. There's guys that's willing to take some time and help you out with getting organized and figured out how on the road. We accept everybody, just as long as you can try to be safe.
All right. Go ahead.
May I for just a second?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I came from just oval racing. I've raced ovals ever since I started sim racing. This was my first league doing road racing. I had almost no knowledge of road racing, anything to do with it, precautions, anything like that. I have a blast every week. Even like this week, I got DQ'd. I still had a blast. Sure, I might show my butt off in TeamSpeak, but I enjoyed it. Just don't be afraid not to try something because you're not used to it. I don't know what I would do if I hadn't have found this league.
Well, very good, very good. Yeah, I know all you guys, man. You guys are all a great bunch of guys, and you know, we're trying to see if we can't maybe drum up some business for you. So, but anyhow, thanks a lot, guys, and we're going to close out the broadcast here, and we can talk about it a little bit more. These guys are still chatting it up in Twitch chat here, pretty heavy. So, all right, well, we'll see you next week. Where are you racing next week out there, Dog?
We are at Olden Park.
Oh, very cool, very cool. All right. Well, we'll be there next Sunday at, let's see, it'd be noon. No, you changed the time on me. So what time will the track...
It's 1 hour earlier than what it was.
Okay. So it would be 11 o'clock Eastern. The practice will go up. Okay, good deal. All right, well, thanks for talking with us, and we will see you tonight for another broadcast, and thanks for tuning in here at MaxSpeedTV. We'll be on YouTube tonight, not on Twitch. But thanks for watching, guys, and hope you enjoyed it.